हाँ हाँ, कोई बात नहीं, देखेंगे, कुछ करेंगे। अच्छा इंटरनेट कनेक्शन लगे या कोर में ऑन है, कोर में
चलो ठीक है। Şu
अच्छे
jest kapany. To jest kiedy suci jest. Ya.
बात तो इशना
Siz bak işte pane.
ठीक, सिर्फ इससे इंटरनेट में चालू बस। ये इनको दे दो, दोनों डाल देना अब उनकी भी। ताहिर ऐसा करा ये चेंज ये था पान ये मकली ना आप हिंदुस्तान के कुछ सेटिंग में से
That's such a charming thing.
दे रहा ही गर्मी अब।
ये क्वेश्चन है सेट एज डेस्कटॉप बैकग्राउंड। हो गया यथों में वही है यथों में बैकग्राउंड है या डेस्कटॉप उस पान आता उसमें नहीं कोई शिकायत इशारा
Radim sözü. Tahir, медведь съездил, мы съехали. А поехали. Наверное, скоро смогла возглавить, потому что я выиграл шалку.
Actor Veda. Veda is very helpful. कौन सा है? अच्छा ये, और दूसरा भी दे दीजिए आप, वो भी डाल के रखेंगे ना इसमें, और इट विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर। दूसरा भी आप इसमें दे दीजिए। मे बस पान ओत मे बस ओत पान पत वो मैं शायद मतलब बीसी सुधी और तो मैं
चीफ गेस्ट बोला बड़ा था बस में छोड़े थे
कोई बात नहीं बड़ा आपकी फोटो तो
मैं तो फोटो मत
कितने
किसे बोलते हैं
मैं उसमें गया तो फिर परोस की वोशन से चलाने रात में मुझे शहर में घुमा था हाँ अल्लाह की कसम
करियो बांधे का ठंड सी वहाँ बेटा या वहाँ से शिफ्ट हो जाए इस तरफ तो आ जाओ अगर कोई बस ठंडी से बस है
ये इसके तूर छते लगा आप तो जवान हो जवान हो हाँ जवान हो
दो तीन और आ रहे थे बस दो तीन और आ रहे 23 कैंडिडेट्स
अस्सलाम वालेकुम शुक्रिया मगर मगर वर्ष ये सोचना हम तलाजु में छुट्टी तदरा मसा ये जो कोई मोबाइल आया तो फुर्सत वाला आज करेगा मैं सुबह टाइम आज पता करने में पानी चलाना
Çatmaz. Çünkü şey.
Yaparız.
Samir. Yes.
So good morning and assalamu alaikum to everyone. Today with us we have two very important lectures this morning and afternoon also we have one very good lecture, and these two lectures are very important from the perspective of the main aim we are for this training program here, that's about entrepreneurial मतलब टेकअप. ठीक है, तो उसके चलते हमारे लिए ये दो लेक्चर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं बिकॉज द स्पीकर्स आर फ्रॉम एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेवलपमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट JNK एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जो पांपोर में है. ठीक है, सो वी हैव टू स्पीकर्स विद अस. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट डॉक्टर समीर. ही इज़ द फैकल्टी देयर and he will be talking about what are the various schemes and what is their approach towards entrepreneurship and how they can help you and what is the roadmap with them for you and for all of us. I welcome Dr. Samir. Please. Creating
intentions. Respected faculty members, my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Dr. Sameer from JKEDI. I'm working there as an assistant faculty, and our core area is entrepreneurship development. Well, before moving towards my presentation, I would like to draw your kind attention towards a very important concept in entrepreneurship, that is creating intentions. Well, we have bifurcated our topic into two categories. First of all, we would like to, particularly my presentation would be more focusing on the importance of entrepreneurship, what's entrepreneurship, and how a normal person can become an entrepreneur. For that, my focal point will be creating entrepreneurial intentions and how Jammu and Kashmir Entrepreneurship Development Institute plays a vital role in that creation. Okay. Well, if we see the scenario of the UT, J&K, we have 5 main problems here. First, we have the political instability. We know it very much. Because of that political instability, the other 4 problems has arrived. Those are lack of substantial corporate structure. We don't have substantial corporate structure here that could accommodate more and more youths, more and more educated youths. So we don't have that. Second, because of lack of corporate structure, we have less career opportunities here. And because of less career opportunities, we are facing a serious brain drain here. Most of our youths who are well educated, they prefer to move to other places rather than staying in this part of the world. And finally, because of that brain drain, the development of, or the economic development of Kashmir or the UT has seen a serious downfall. So these are the 4 problems that we have to address. Well, if we see, these 4 problems are interconnected. Because of less career opportunities, we have brain drain. Because of brain drain, we'll have downfall of the economy of the Kashmir. And you must be aware that if the economy of a particular nation or a particular state sees a downfall, that state doesn't become attractive to the corporate world. It doesn't become attractive. With the result, there's lackness in the corporate structure. And again, when there's lackness in the corporate structure, less career opportunities, brain drain, this circle continues. So these 4 issues need to be taken care of. Well, in order to remove this circle, or इस circle को कैसे हम eradicate करें, we have to create an ecosystem here. The EDI is actually working in the field of creation of that ecosystem, wherein this vicious circle can be eradicated. We see that this problem can be very much controlled. We can control this vicious circle. How? By creating an ecosystem wherein a thought process of educated youths are restructured, refined and redefined. A thought process of the youths. Well, I have you in front of me. You have a thought process. Before coming to here, you must be thinking of certain aspects. Now, how we can restructure your thought process, redefine your thought process and refine it. This refinement and restructuring must lead, when we refine it, when we restructure your thought process, what is going to happen? This will lead to the display of readiness among you to take risks. So two things. One, we have to restructure your thought process. Once your thought process are restructured, that will lead to readiness among you to take risks. Now you will be able to take risks. Why to take risks? With new or innovative ideas to generate new products or services. That's our aim. We have to restructure the thought process so that you will be able to take risks. Why you have to take risks? Because you have to produce new products and services. In other words, this ecosystem must help in developing an attitude of setting up of a business or businesses, taking on financial risks in the hope of profit. That's what the aim is. See, कॉर्पोरेट स्ट्रक्चर एंड इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, जो हमने दो मेन इश्यूज देखे थे. कॉर्पोरेट स्ट्रक्चर लीड्स टू इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट. ठीक है, कॉर्पोरेट स्ट्रक्चर लीड्स टू इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट. हाउ? इसके लिए मैं आपको एक रिसर्च के बारे में थोड़ा बोलता हूं. वेल, सम ऑफ द रिसर्चर्स दे वेंट टू स्टडी द इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द नेशंस. Some researchers took a research proposal wherein they want to understand the economic development of the nations. While going through the research, they found there are two types of nations broadly. Two types of nations. One type of nation include those which have abundant resources. Which have abundant resources, but they have very less development. Abundant resources but less development. And there are second category of nations wherein resources are less scarce but the development is more. Here I have used two very important terms. One, resource. Second, development. Now I would like to listen from you. When we talk about resources, what does it mean and what's development? First, what's resource? What's resource? When I say there are less resources or more resources, by saying this, what does it mean? Resource means raw materials. Okay. Anything else? What comes in resources? Yes? Yeah. Funds. Money, right? Raw materials, money. Anybody else? Skills. Okay? Anybody else? So, raw materials, money, skills. That's from you. Okay. Resource को इधर रखते हैं. Now the second term is development. What do you mean by development? Yes? Anything. यहाँ पे marks नहीं है ना इसके. Anything. हाँ. Development means policies. What type of policies?
Either project level or network level. If they are going for a sustainable kind of policy, whatever the government
No.
decides to.
In simple way, if we say that, usually we say America is developed. By saying this, America is developed, what does that mean? हमारे ज़हन में क्या आता है इस वक्त? Infrastructure, advanced technologies. Anything else? Progress in what? Economic progress. Anybody else? Efficient use of resources. Well, back to resources first, and उसके बाद हम development की तरफ जाते हैं. ठीक है? Resources जो है, basically we have 4 types of resources. 4 types. ठीक है? I will discuss 3 here and चौथे को हम लास्ट में देखेंगे. 4 types of resources, I will discuss 3. जैसे आप लोगों ने बोला, some said raw materials, some said funds, किसी ने बोला, और क्या बोला आपने? Skills. Resources को primarily हम 3 तरह देखते हैं. One, which we call land. It's called land. Land as a resource. ठीक है? We are discussing a research work wherein they have categorized nations into two categories. उसमें हमने resource और development को discuss करना है पहले. So when we talk about resource, we said the first type of resource is land, right? When we say land, it does not merely mean zameen. No. It includes all natural resources. It includes all natural resources. It includes water, it includes air, it includes trees, it includes all minerals. This is called land. So the first type of resource that a nation must have is land. Okay? तो पहली कैटेगरी में ये लैंड ठीक ठाक था, दूसरे में कम था. ठीक है? Second type of resource, it's called labor. Called labor. Labor means manpower. ठीक है? Manpower में हम इस वक्त only those manpower इस वक्त डिस्कस करेंगे which are non-skilled or unskilled. ठीक है? So we need to have unskilled manpower. Unskilled manpower. ठीक? दो type of resource, land and unskilled. When we talk about labor in economics, we say labor as unskilled labor. ठीक? Third one is the capital. Third one is wherein, as she said, the funds come, the money come. But in capital, we also include human capital. We include wherein skills are involved. जैसे अभी skills उन्होंने बोला. So we categorize them under capital part, the human capital. So capital includes money, human capital. It also include machinery. It also include raw materials. ठीक है? तो तीन categories हुई. We have land, labor and capital. इन categories को हमारा इसको एक और नाम देते हैं जिसको कहते हैं factors of production. It's also called factors of production. In literal sense, it means if we have to produce something, whether product or service, we need something, some factors. वो यही है. अगर हमें कुछ बनाना है, कुछ प्रोड्यूस करना है, कोई सर्विस प्रोवाइड करनी है, we need the factors. These are the factors. Is it clear? Resource समझ में आ गया? Now towards the development. When we talk about the development, जैसा कि आप लोगों ने बोला इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, किसी ने बोला प्रोग्रेस, किसी ने बोला पॉलिसीज, राइट? But development is actually related to the level of employment. It's related to level of employment. Classical economists, whenever they used to discuss the growth and development of the nation, they would only check the one indicator, that is the level of employment. If a nation has enough level of employment, then we say it's developed. If a nation lacks employment opportunities, there's abundant unemployment, then we say the nation is not developed. Is it clear for you? Okay? So development is related to level of employment. जो भी आपने बोला, whether it is infrastructure, whether it is policies, या जो भी आप लोगों के जहन में आता है when it comes to development, it's all by and large related to the employment. It's related to employment. ठीक है? If we have a nation that has ample opportunities, employment opportunities, it means the income level of people there would be more. Correct? Because there's ample opportunities. Income level would be more. When there's more income, then there's more expenditure as well. Right? When there's more expenditure, that expenditure can be utilized in the infrastructure development. In economics, we have two concepts called multiplier and accelerator, which we don't have to discuss here. Okay? Those effects, those concepts comes there, and overall the state or the nation becomes developed in terms of infrastructure, in terms of progress in medical sector, progress in education sector, right? Why? If there's ample employment opportunity. So the level of employment is the best indicator to check the progress or the development of the nation. यहाँ तक clear है? Any question? So we have two concepts, resources हमने समझा and level of development हमने समझा. So to back to the research, there are nations which have abundant resources, but development वहाँ पे कम है. तो इसका मतलब ये है वहाँ पे employment opportunities कम है. When there's less employment opportunities, तो it means वहाँ पे progress भी कम होगा. Second, there are nations where in those factors of productions are scarce, कम है, but the opportunities, the employment opportunities there are more. ठीक है? अब आप देखिए, when we say resources में हमने देखा land, labor, capital, इन तीनों चीजों को हम utilize करके, we utilize these three factors of production to produce something. Now, so if you have some idea in your mind, right, and you want to convert or execute that idea, ठीक है, उसको आप कोई प्रोडक्ट आपके जहन में आ गया, कोई सर्विस आपके जहन में आ गई, now you want to execute it. For execution of that service, you need factors of production. Correct? When that idea gets executed, ठीक है, जब आइडिया वो एग्जीक्यूट हो गया, कोई प्रोडक्ट आपने बनाया, you need services of people. When you need services of people, that means those people who earlier were unemployed becomes employed. Right? That is actually the concept here. Okay? So we have resources and development. Now the question that I'm going to pose here is, what's the problem in those types of nation where the resources are abundant but the development is less? And what's there in the second category of nations where resources even though are scarce comparatively, but the level of employment is more? Now the question to you, ऐसा क्यों है? Efficient management of resources. Anybody else? ऐसा policies, better policies. और कुछ? क्यों ऐसा होगा? Improper use of, underutilization of resources. Now see, जैसा कि मैंने आपको बोला, we don't have only 3 factors of production. We have 4 factors of production. जो चौथा मैंने skip किया था, that 4th factor of production is the entrepreneur. That's the 4th factor of production. If we don't have that 4th factor of production, the first 3 factors of production becomes underutilized. It's the 4th factor of production that actually brings the first 3 factors of production together and produce something. Right? So the nations that have abundant resources, they lack the 4th factor of production. वहां पे entrepreneurial activities बहुत कम है. Since the entrepreneurs are less there, the utilization of resources are very less. With the result, the employment opportunities are very less. Compared to the nations, wherein no doubt resources are not that much, but the entrepreneurial activities, the entrepreneurs are more there. They utilize those resources effectively and produce number of goods and services. With the result, the level of employment there gets increased. Right? So it's actually the entrepreneur that actually makes the efficient use of the first 3 factors of production. इसीलिए मैंने बोला that the corporate structure leads to the economic development. And the function of the EDI is to develop that entrepreneurial culture here. Once youth gets motivated to become an entrepreneur, automatically the overall development of the state is evident. Right? जैसा कि मैंने बोला, entrepreneur, he or she is the key contributor to the economic development. Governments across the globe, they acknowledge entrepreneurs as the key contributors to job creation. जैसा कि मैंने बोला, that ultimately leads to the economic development. If new venture creations are considered, new venture creations, I repeat, new business units, new venture creations, these are considered engines of economic growth. New venture creations, these are considered engines of economic growth. It becomes essential for the policymakers to understand the key factors that initiate this process. अब यहाँ तक हम पहुँचे, we saw that initially, what's the scenario of the J&K? We understood it. We saw there's less corporate structure. We saw there's less economic development. फिर हमने देखा नहीं corporate structure और economic development में एक relation है. फिर हमने देखा relation किस तरह से है. वहाँ से हमें पता चला कि नहीं, we need an entrepreneur that can establish a business unit here. With the result, the economy of the state may get developed. यहाँ तक हमने समझा. अब सवाल ये है कि ये सारा प्रोसेस जो है, पॉलिसी मेकर्स जब इस अंदाज से सोचते हैं, तो इस एंटायर प्रोसेस को इनिशिएट कौन करता है? ठीक है, अब हमने ये सारा समझा. वी नीड एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. इफ वी हैव एंटरप्रेन्योर्स इन अ स्टेट, द स्टेट इज बाउंड टू डेवलप. नाउ हाउ वी कैन इनिशिएट द प्रोसेस? इस प्रोसेस को इनिशिएट कैसे हम करेंगे? दैट्स key. The first thing that we need to initiate this process is to create the intentions. Create the intentions. That's why I said the entire process of venture creation or entrepreneurship starts with the assessment of entrepreneurial intentions. It has been considered a significant step before taking any entrepreneurial activity. Since you are about to take an entrepreneurial activity, take a startup, you are about to start it. But before starting it, we need to understand whether you have that entrepreneurial intentions developed or not. Right? There is the way people usually see entrepreneurship or establishment of new ventures. They say it like, we studied, we have a postgraduate degree or we have a bachelor's degree. We don't have ample job opportunities, whether in government sector or in private sector. So we don't have anything else, let we start a business unit. लोग इस तरह से इस चीज को देखते हैं. जब कुछ नहीं है, चलो ये स्टार्ट करते हैं. But no, things are not like this. If we see it from the broader perspective, this should be the prime goal of a youth, wherein he contributes to the overall economy of the state. He must be the job provider rather than job seeker. When we have more job providers in a state, it means state is bound to develop. इसीलिए मैंने बोला कि before starting an activity, it should not be like we don't have anything else left, let me start a venture. No. An entrepreneurial intention should be created first. If it is created, the research says that it's bound to succeed. If it is not created, and if it is compulsion, if it is because there's nothing else left, then the chances of failure is more. Chances of failure is more. I have an example. I know a person who has master's degree in education and master's degree in mathematics. He has double masters. His intentions were that I'll be in the government sector because of education, but he could not get the job. With the result, after spending so many years in waiting for the government jobs, he opted for a new venture creation. he started a new business. I think he has उसको स्टार्ट करना था आई थिंक 3 साल पहले, बट स्टिल दैट प्रोजेक्ट जो है ना वो टेक ऑफ नहीं किया. व्हाई? बिकॉज दैट इंटेंशंस आर नॉट डेवलप्ड. वो अभी भी यही सोचता है कि काश मुझे समहाउ एडजस्ट हो जाता बिकॉज ऑफ माई क्वालिफिकेशन, एंड दैट वेंचर इज स्टिल पेंडिंग देयर. So 3 years back, in fact 4 years back, he thought in that way, but still 4 years के बाद भी that venture is still there. Why? Because that intentions have not been created in that way. Right? So the government of J&K or the governments across globe, they think in that directions that our youths must not opt for entrepreneurship just because there's no jobs. The youths must come forward to take entrepreneurship as their first career choice. For that, we need to create what? The intentions. Literature reveals that many authors, बहुत से authors ने इस subject entrepreneurial intention पे जब ने काम किया, they say that it's a state of mind. What this intention is, it's a state of mind or attitude that influence the entrepreneurial behavior. It will influence your behavior. If your intentions are to start a new venture, that will be reflected in your behavior. If it's not in your mind, if it's not in your intentions, your behavior will not be in that direction. You will not work the way you should work if the intentions are not developed. Again, it's a search for information. अब intentions में क्या क्या होता? First जो मैंने बोला, it's an attitude that will be reflected in your behavior. Second, it's a search for information that can be used to fulfill the goal of venture creation. You'll be searching the information because your behavior will be in that direction. It's a conscious awareness and conviction by an individual that is intended to set up a new business venture and plans to do so in future. Again, many academic and professionals, experts of the entrepreneurship suggest that individuals who have intentions to start the new business are likely to carry it out. Intentions agar hai, you are likely to carry it out, and the success rate of that venture would be more. Right? Now, how we determine those intentions? अगर हम कहते हैं ना intentions towards entrepreneurship, इसके determinants क्या है? ये सारी चीजें I want to see in you, right? And you yourself will assess that whether that intentions has developed or not, whether the intentions have been created or not. So there are 3 main determinants of intentions towards entrepreneurship. One is attitude towards behavior. Second one is subjective norms. Third one is perceived behavioral control. These are the 3 determinants. First, what's attitude towards the behavior? Degree to which a person has favorable or unfavorable evaluation of behavior in question. What does that mean? Well, here the behavior is the entrepreneurship. We understood what entrepreneurship is. The behavior is the new venture creation. Correct? ये हमारा behavior है. अब इस behavior को हमें देखना है कि आप इस behavior को कैसे evaluate करते हो. Is that behavior favorable or unfavorable? ठीक है? I'm discussing attitude towards behavior. It's the degree to which a person has favorable or unfavorable evaluation of behavior. How you evaluate your new venture creation process? Is that evaluation favorable or this is not favorable? जैसा कि मैंने आपको example दी. When you think of starting a new venture 3 or 4 years ago, he's evaluating it not in proper way. That evaluation is not favorable. That's why he has not started. But if your evaluation is favorable and you perceive that yes, this behavior, my new venture creation is actually what I want to do, so it means your intentions have developed. Right? First. Second, evaluation of behavior and its outcome. Second, now you are evaluating the behavior. आपने देखा कि मेरा जो ये न्यू वेंचर क्रिएशन है, माई बिहेवियर इज फेवरेबल. But what's going to happen? अब आपने नया वेंचर क्रिएट किया, इसके आउटकम्स क्या? You have to understand the outcomes. Is that outcome favorable or not or unfavorable? Now you are not evaluating your behavior only, the new venture creation, you are evaluating its outcomes as well. Right? First, you have to start a new business, you have favorable behavior. But after starting a business, you will have the outcomes of it, profitability, employment generate कर सकते हो आप. Is that favorable or not? The outcomes, ये आप देखोगे. If that's also favorable, you perceive it as a favorable outcome, then intentions have developed. Third, personal desirability to become an entrepreneur. Desire है आप में कि you want to become an entrepreneur. If that desire has developed, then the intentions develop हो रहे. Last one, more expectation results favorable attitude towards entrepreneurship. If you expect more from this new venture creation, this will generate favorable attitude towards its execution. तो 4 चीजें मैंने बोली आपकी. First, आपका behavior जो है, that's currently new venture creation, is that favorable in your mind? Yes, this is what I have to do. Second, is the outcome of this behavior favorable? Absolutely, that should be there. Third, desirability हो गई है वहां पे? Yes, move on. How much you expect from this new venture creation? More, it means you have a favorable attitude towards the entrepreneurship. Time 12. Okay. Second one, subject to norms. अब ये भी आपको इन्फ्लुएंस करेंगे. Subjective norms means perceived social pressure to perform or not to perform the behavior. अब ये चीज आपने चूज करी. You have to start a new venture. What's society thinking about it? What are your friends thinking about it? What are your siblings thinking about it? What are your parents thinking about it? It will shape your direction. If the society is favorable, if your siblings are favorable, if your parents are favorable and positive in that direction, then the intentions will be created. Right? Second, a person believes that his or her referents think that this behavior should be performed. This belief will influence his or her intentions to perform that behavior. Whatever you have to do in future, if your reference, if your people around you believes and helps you and pushes you to perform, then this belief will help you in developing the intentions. So you have to see what people around are thinking about it. Perceived behavioral control, third one. Now the thing is, ease of performing the behavior. पहले हमने देखा कि ये behavior favorable है, outcome भी favorable है, लोग जो आगे पीछे है, that's also helping me. Now the question is how easy it is. Now I have to execute this. ये इसमें कितना easy है ये? क्या मैं ये कर सकता हूँ? इस ease of performing the behavior में 3 चीजें बहुत important है. One is, do you have skills to perform or execute this behavior? अगर skills है तो आपको लगेगा कि ये easy है करना. Do you have ample resources? If resources are available, you will feel ये कर सकता हूँ. Do you have the opportunities here to perform this activity? And if you feel yes, there are ample opportunities, then ease of performing this behavior becomes available easily. ठीक है? Skills, resource और opportunities में EDI का role important है. Right? We have a 21 days entrepreneurship development program. My colleague will discuss the role of EDI in detail in his presentation. We have the entrepreneurship development program 21 days, 18 days, wherein those skills are imparted. Simultaneously, we have you need resources. So the EDI has ample financial linkage wherein you also be linked with a particular government scheme ताकि आपको resources में भी आपको help हो सके. ठीक है? So if that is there, this will help in developing the intentions. These are the research studies, like these are the 4 authors who have actually worked in this field, developing the intentions, their outcome is that entrepreneurial intention captures a state of mind that directs individuals' focus to achieve a particular goal. ये होना चाहिए. Entrepreneurial intention is the single best predictor. I repeat, is the single best predictor of entrepreneurial behavior. Are you really, have you the entrepreneurial behavior? This will be the single indicator, entrepreneurial intentions. Third, entrepreneurship is an intentional activity. Intentional activity. It's an intentional activity. जैसे मैं आपको बोला, अगर intent नहीं है तो करना नहीं है. If you have intent, then it should be performed. And it says that this intent should be formed a year before start of this business. ये एक साल पहले आपके ज़हन में होना चाहिए. This 1 year should be used how this intention would be executed. Right? Entrepreneurial intention is central to understand the entrepreneurship process. If you have to understand the entrepreneurship process, intentions are very important. Now what to do? Having understood, हमने आप intentions बहुत अच्छे से देखा. We understood the importance of intentions for the prospective entrepreneur. Now it becomes imperative to work in this way. इस direction में हमें काम करना होगा. There comes the role of the JKADA. Right? What JKADA does, it plays a staggering role in the direction of creating such an ecosystem where such entrepreneurial intentions are created, nurtured and executed. The entire process starts from, अब होता कैसे है? It starts from entrepreneurship awareness cum orientation programs. These EAOPs are conducted at various schools, colleges and universities besides various blocks and panchayats of UT. These programs entirely focus on development of entire entrepreneurial intent and acumen in the students. Once the intentions seem created, the JKADA handholds the prospective entrepreneur till that intention is executed. The prospective entrepreneur is enrolled in the EDP, जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, उनको enroll किया जाता है, wherein his or her intention is transformed into a viable business idea. He or she is trained with modern business concepts and tools. Finally, JKADA plays an active role in providing financial linkage, जैसे मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, to those prospective entrepreneurs so that their idea doesn't stop to fly. This entire process adopted by JKADA yields better results as the entire process of entrepreneurship is studied from the earliest possible point. This development of intentions is the earliest possible point of entrepreneurship process. This helps in identifying the real prospective entrepreneurs who will be the actual job creators and real drivers of economic development of UT rather than fakepreneurs. We don't need fakepreneurs, we need entrepreneurs who are not less than the liabilities on the state. So that was my part of the presentation. If you have any question, you can put forward. Any question?
Queries? Mohit.
Done, sir?
हाँ,
Okay, thank you so much.
Done? I thank Dr. Samir for his extensive talk about the intentions and awareness we should have about while taking entrepreneurial ventures into our considerations. So now we will, before breaking for a tea for 10 minutes, and then we have another speaker from EDI. Yesterday we were talking about NABARD and all those things, the bankroll of banks. We have one relationship executive with us, Sayyid Zulfikar. Zulkifal, okay. So we have he with us. He will take your 3 or 4 minutes, and he will try to see the relationship between NABARD, J&K Bank, and his other whatever he is offering us. Please, but please be brief for 3-4 minutes. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. As EDI's role has been discussed already, and I'm here from JK Bank, I will tell you about the funds that you need for these ideas, your dreams that should come true. We will provide you with the funds, loans and all. You can come to us to JK Bank Shahama here, and we will guide you through. And apart from this, I'm here to discuss about mutual funds. You must be having an idea about mutual funds. There are ads on TVs, though this is the only thing that government is advertising. Why? Because we have very least interest in mutual funds, and there is no idea here in Kashmir about mutual funds. And the mutual fund is something that everyone here should be doing, mutual funds. So I will tell you something about SIP. Everyone here must be having at least, we start SIP with 1,000 rupees only. छोटा सा अमाउंट है. इफ़ यू इन्वेस्ट 1,000 रुपीज़ ऑन मंथली बेसिस, जैसे आप रिकरिंग रखते हो बैंक में, सेम वैसे ही आप ये भी रखते हो, बट यू गेट गुड रिटर्न्स. आप गूगल से भी चेक कर सकते हो. अगर आप लास्ट 20 ईयर्स का डेटा देखोगे, इट हैज़ बीन अराउंड 18 to 20%, विच इज़ ह्यूज. तो आई वुड सजेस्ट आप लोग सब लोग एक छोटा सा इन्वेस्टमेंट म्यूचुअल फंड्स में स्टार्ट करो, सो दैट आपका एक लमसम बन जाए. फिर जब आपका इसमें अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट करने का ये होगा, तब आपके पास एक फंड अवेलेबल होगा, एक अच्छा खासा अमाउंट अवेलेबल होगा. प्लस सेकंड, अगर किसी के पास पैसे है लमसम में पड़े हुए हैं, देन दे कैन इन्वेस्ट. जैसे आप एफडी करते हो, वैसे ही आप वो म्यूचुअल फंड्स में डालो, उसमें आपको बहुत अच्छे रिटर्न्स मिलेंगे. यू कैन गूगल इट योर सेल्फ. आप खुद सेटिस्फाई होंगे, फिर आप हमारे पास आएंगे. वी आर देयर ओनली. आप हमारे पास आइए, आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करिए. एवरी वन शुड बी हैविंग SIP एटलीस्ट. ये मतलब बेसिक रूल है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कंसेप्ट ही नहीं है. इफ़ वी टॉक अबाउट बॉम्बे, 99% पीपल इन्वेस्ट इन म्यूचुअल फंड्स. यहाँ पे कश्मीर में 5-6% लोग करते हैं, बट ये होना चाहिए. दिस शुड चेंज. आप लोग इस बारे में देखिए, थोड़ा सा इसमें थोड़ा सा पढ़िए. आप लोग हमारे पास आइए, वी विल हेल्प यू, एंड इट इज़ कंपल्सरी. आई एम टेलिंग यू, यू गाइज विल रीड इट योर सेल्फ. इतना ही है, काफ़ी है. थैंक यू.
Before we break for tea, I would like to felicitate our first speaker of the day, Dr. Samir. I request Professor Abdul Hai to please hand over a moment to him, please. So we will break for 5-10 minutes for tea, and then we have another speaker from India itself.